Boom. So here we go, back in the house. I can see the email now has just gone out to people. It's all down to the wire tonight, isn't it? How's everybody doing? Are you all right? Got loads to discuss tonight with you guys. Going to be going through. Going to actually be talking a little bit about some problems that have cropped up in my life over the last few days. But the lessons that I am learning from those issues, you'll know me. It's hard, it's difficult, but I always say, advantage always spawns, from adversity. And I think we have been dealt a load of it recently, absolutely loads and loads. And in the grand scheme of things, what I'll talk about tonight in terms of my own adversity right now is so small compared to the grander schemes of life and things that are going on right now in the world. But nevertheless, there's still things that if I didn't take control of, could still definitely zap me of my energy, demotivate me, make me not work as hard, make me not be able to turn up and show up for you guys in the way that I would like. So, it still does have a knock-on effect. I always say every part of your life affects every part of your life. So, I'm sure, and if you're willing to share, whack it in the chat there just so people know that they're not on their own. But I'm sure everyone on here right now, everyone is watching and everyone is watching on the replay, everybody's got their own bit of shit that they're dealing with right now, their own battle that they're dealing with that, again, in the grand scheme of things, you might be like, why am I letting this bother me? It's only small. There's people out there with coronavirus and there's all the, the Black Lives Matter stuff at the moment and just, real injustice around the world going on. So you might be, thinking you don't have, the right to complain about anything. And it's just relative, isn't it? Relative to your life. But I'm always like, look, if I am facing adversity, there's got to be some advantage that comes out of that. So I'm going to talk to you about that tonight as well. And then we're going to go through tomorrow night's live broadcast that we're going to be doing for members of actsonthis.tv with BAFTA-nominated actor and all-round legend, Mr. Daniel Mays, star of things like Code 404 with Stephen Graham for Sky at the moment, star of White Lines for Netflix. I think he was in 1917 as well, Sam Mendes' 1917, which I just thought was one of the best films I've ever seen in my life. Daniel Mays, awesome guy. He's going to be on hand for all members of actsonthis.tv tomorrow night at 7:30, answering your acting career questions live. You're going to be able to jump on camera and chat to him. So I'm just going to check the comments out, and then we're going to dive in to some of the testing times of RG over the last few days. How are we doing, everyone? So so Ashley's here now. Alex says, I'm scared. Don't be scared, Alex. I've got a little video to illustrate a point about tonight and what we're going to talk about from you, Alex, from last week's live broadcast that we did with two top casting directors, Victor Jenkins, Andy Briley. If you joined that call, it was amazing. If you didn't join it, get yourself over to actsonthis.tv, get yourself in the members area if you're a member. Listen to the full thing. If you're not a member, go to the preview section by clicking preview features at the top and just go and watch the first 15 minutes of the call there. It was a 2-hour call in total, but you get 15 minutes for free if you want. If you want to become a member, get yourself involved with the community. It costs you £6 a week. An absolute bargain. And you'll be able to join that call with Daniel Mays tomorrow night. But yeah, we had a wicked call with Andy and Victor, so I'm going to show a couple of highlights of that tonight as well. And then we're going to do some Q&A. So... it's going to be a good hour. What else is going on in the chat? Alicia says, best of luck. Esther, I've heard how tough they can be. What are you doing, Esther? What are you doing? What's happening here? You've got some sort of assessment thing going on. Good luck with that, though. Right, okay, so, what we're talking about first of all, I'm trying to think there's a few things, actually, that are doing my head in at the moment. It's like, which one do I talk about first? Do you know what? We'll talk about first? And this is just because you'll all relate to this, right? And I just want to be dead transparent about this. I think as a community, we have like the most tight-knit, most supportive, most, inspiring, motivated group of actors that I have seen online, like anywhere. And I don't take any credit for that at all, right? Because I've just basically, created Acts on This, put a group together, and, you guys have come to that group and, made it into what it is. I might have sort of laid some foundations down to promote what it is that we want from this group, and we just want positivity, we want solutions-focused stuff. We don't want moaning and whinging, and I'm so proud of like all you guys in the community that we created over the last 10 years. And over on actsonthis.tv, all the premium members, you've got your own private community over there as well, and the people that I see diving into those comments and helping other actors out, sharing casting directors' email addresses, watching each other's show reels, collaborating on stuff, like, it's absolutely amazing. And it's just been amazing to see over the last 10 years, like, this whole community of actors come together. And only twice, it's twice now, it was once, and I'm gutted that it's twice, but for the second time ever, and I'll just be dead vulnerable with you guys tonight and just tell you about this, but without naming any names or going through it, in detail. But this is the second time ever I've had to ask someone from our community to leave. Not because they couldn't, they wanted to cancel their membership because they couldn't afford it and all that sort of stuff that normally happens when people are like, I can't be part of the community at the moment, or I'm moving away, or I'm going traveling or whatever. But as in, I've had to go, look, this community kind of isn't for you. And it taught me a couple of things. This happened after the webinar that we had last week. You know how these webinars go, right? For those who've never been on one, they're really intimate kind of affairs where there'll be a couple of guests that I invite on. There'll be there'll be top casting directors, top agents, top actors, writers, producers, and really, really very, very famous people. And you get a chance to speak to these people from the comfort of your own home, jump on camera and put your acting career questions to them. And again, the community on those calls is amazing. When you look at the chat and someone gets on to ask a question, and you look at the chat, people will be like, yes, it's such and such a body, as in the actor who's gone on to ask the question to the guest. And everyone will be super supportive. And that's what we want. I'm a part of lots of different mastermind groups in different areas of my life. And many calls that I attend, I'm not the one talking to the guest because there are hundreds of people. Sometimes on our calls, there's maybe 200 people, 250 actors on there. You can't get every single actor on to talk to that guest that evening. But it's such an audacious thing for you to think. I just want everyone to think about this because I have to think about this myself. That, it's really audacious to think that you can't learn from seeing somebody else have a conversation about some adversity they're facing in their career and chatting it through with someone who's got loads of experience. Sometimes I'll be on calls that'll be about business, and someone will be asking the person who's hosting the call that I'm on a question about a business that they're in that is nothing to do with this industry, nothing to do with anything that I do whatsoever. And it would be really easy for me to think, oh, well, that girl's got a T-shirt shop, so that makes absolutely no sense for me to listen to this question or listen to this answer. I'm bored. I'll just go and play on my iPhone or whatever. But the stuff that I learn from hearing just from other people's challenges that are nothing to do with mine, and then just hearing people talk through those challenges, I always find in every single conversation something within there, even a parallel to my life, that helps me get further in my business or in my life or my career or whatever it might be. And it seems that some people don't get that right now. And I've tried to help people kind of understand that and go, look, if you're not getting on camera with this guest, don't think that, you can't learn from everything that people are talking about here, because you can. And if you are not listening intently, you're really, really missing a trick, because you don't get to overhear conversations like this that often. And it was just a message that I got from somebody afterwards, basically, really kicking off. And this person had even, from previous webinars, had been on 4 times before, or maybe three or four, at least 3, had got an agent through these webinars, and then still had the gall to message me afterwards, a real kick in the teeth about how gutted they were they couldn't speak to such and such a body, and then go and cancel their membership. And I just thought, wow, it's all about you. And it can't be, this community can't be about anybody singularly, not me, not anybody on this call tonight. It has to be about all of us. And you have to, get it in your head that it's you will get everything. Someone said to me once, and it changed my life. They said to me this a decade ago, it changed my life, and I promise you it will change yours if you just live by it. And it's hard sometimes, but you will get everything that you want out of your life by helping other people get what they want out of theirs. And I just live that, and I've experienced that. And I really mean it. If you want to get what you want out of your life, if you can genuinely aid other people getting what they want out of theirs, it's like one up, all up. You will all rise together. This industry, out of all industries, I would say, is the one where you need people around you lifting you up, because it can be so fucking lonely and dark, and it can feed into every single insecurity that you have. Everything that, would tear you up in the world outside there, outside our industry, it's just magnified tenfold within the acting industry, because you are the product, and that's what's so difficult about it. So it can't always be about you. And if you think that you when you're jumping on these calls, have nothing to learn from hearing other people, get help with their problems, then it's just a losing mentality. So this person, unfortunately, I I had to say, look, this clearly isn't the community for you. I feel like you've kicked me in the teeth, to be honest with you. And they'd cancelled their membership, and it was going to end in 2 weeks' time. I was like, no, listen, you know what? I'll refund you the money that you've spent so far, and it kind of ends now. And another lesson there is that no matter in this industry, right, you do not have to work with anybody, even if they are paying you, right? As an actor, and someone goes, you know what, do this project and I'll pay you. Never, ever, ever feel obliged to work, for somebody just because they're paying you. And just because someone is paying you doesn't mean that you get to then dictate exactly, how that relationship goes. It's got to be, collaborative. It's not like, get nuts on this membership and, and this community and me and everyone in it is suddenly going to be your slave, and bow down to you. Like, it can't be. The way our community's gone and the reason it's grown so big now is because everybody is helping each other out. And someone will post their short film and everyone will get on it and watch it and retweet it and share it and support each other. From all levels of the industry as well. There's people we've got in this industry, in this community from the industry, who are brand new and are just starting out. Like, literally they're doing their first scene, before, and they need all the support equally, to the person who's in the community who's now, going for their next lead in whatever it is that they're up for. So yeah, it just made me realize, like, one, you will lose if you don't operate from a place where, like, I'm going to help everyone else get what they want out of their life as well. And two, never think that, like, just because somebody's paying you, that, it's still, it can't be transactional. Even if there's a fee involved in it, it can't be like, well, I'll do that for you only if you do this for me, or only going to do that if you pay. So many people who genuinely, like, they sign up for acts on this, and then they go, right, after 2 months, oh, you know what, I've just lost this part-time job or whatever, and I can't pay for this month's membership, etc. Like, I never advertise it, and, like, I wouldn't want people to take advantage of it. So many times I've gone, you know what, it's all right. You want to be on next week's webinar? Here's a link anyway. I've done it, when people are in real dire straits, and no one take advantage of that, right? That's just being kind and doing the right thing. But so many other times, even if I've not done that, I've gone, listen, you know what, until you get sorted, if you need anything, drop me an email anyway. Because it's just the right thing to do. You would never want to look at something transactionally as in, like, I'll only do this if you do that. Because, again, you're going to lose. You can't look at the world at, like, what it is that you're going to get out of it. You've got to look at it as what you're going to give to it. And I promise you'll get so much more back and out of it than you ever would do by actually asking. It's just been, I don't know, it's just been the way that my life's gone, definitely. And there's been so many things that I've achieved that my brain could never have figured out a way of getting that thing. But it's almost fell into my lap serendipitously, because at that point I've been helping somebody else get what they want, and then this thing has just arrived. So it was a real eye opener. And I've only ever had to do that twice in 11 years. I've had to ask somebody to leave this community, and it's gutting. It hurts me genuinely. I feel like shit when I'm doing it, and for the day afterwards. But I'm like, I have to do that, because if you allow, one, that person needs to know there are consequences for their behaviors, and they can't get through life doing that. But the other thing is that if you don't do that, and you don't cut those kind of energies out of your life, it would just bring you down completely. And then I can't show up in the way that I want to show up for you guys. Therefore, you lot are shortchanged. Jim Rohn, a famous thought leader, said, and it's something that's said in personal development all the time, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So be really careful who you're spending the most time with. If you are hanging out with 5 whinging, whining actors telling you about how unfair life is, you will become the 6th. If you're hanging out with 5, not necessarily even working actors, but just inspired, motivated, hungry, actors, you'll become the 6th as well. And that's what I was talking about learning from everybody. Sometimes I'll learn from someone who's been in the industry. I've been in the industry 20 years, right? Sometimes someone will come into the industry, and in week 1, it's their first week in the industry, I'll learn something from them. And it might even be that they have such vigor and such enthusiasm because, they're week 1 into something brand new that they're exploring. I'll be like, you know what, like, why can't I get a bit of that back? Because you lose a lot of that over 20 years. Let's just be completely honest, right? In any walk of life, in any job. And even just hearing somebody talk about something so exciting for the first time, I'm like, you know what, yeah, I need to rediscover why I got into this and why I want to do it now and what it was that I envisaged all those years ago and what used to excite me. So you can always learn from anybody, regardless of like where they're at in their career, and just from human beings like in general. So that was kind of lesson one. Ricky says, I also feel like, yes, we're all focused on our own careers, but we ultimately do what we do for an audience, not necessarily for ourselves. We do a very selfless thing. So unfortunately, someone who is only in it for themselves won't have much enjoyment. No, honestly, mate, just in general, it doesn't mean that you have to be completely selfless. That's not the thing. It's helping people is really selfish in a way, because like it makes you feel great. When I get an email from somebody who's like, I've just landed this agent because of that podcast you did or that webinar you did, it's like, yes. I get like a buzz, like almost on a level when I land a job. Like seriously, and that's one thing that's kind of lovely, because when you're not landing work yourself, you can almost kind of live vicariously through other people. Some of my friends have won the biggest accolades in the world. I feel like I've been on that journey with them and I know what it's like. And although that's not on my mantelpiece, in my head I'm like, I've got a little bit of that. And that's how how you should feel in this industry. And sometimes it's hard, because sometimes you feel envious as fuck about something. But I always say again, you've got to use that as like a barometer, for like a compass almost, for like, if I'm jealous of that thing that person's got and I'm working towards that thing, then I'm on the right path. That's a real good lesson, because if you're not jealous about something, it means you don't want it. So you know what, you can use envy and jealousy actually as a compass and a barometer to go, yeah, you know what, like, okay, I'm going to celebrate that person because I can, because there's an abundance of success out there. Mine's out there. I'm going to get mine. But in the meantime, because I have some envy right now, then I am, I'm on the right path. I'm doing the right thing. But yeah, you can't be in it all for yourself. It's just, I just think it's a miserable life if you're in it for yourself as well. It's painful if you're in it for yourself. Lynn says, so sorry to hear that, Ross. Don't realize that they've benefited from this community and hard work you put in. No, honestly, I'm not telling this story to be like, oh, woe me, I'm Mother Teresa, or I'm just, doing it all selflessly for the world. I get so much out of this. I benefit so much from the webinars as well. I learn so much from being on those webinars, so much from hearing you guys talk to these guests and stuff. It's incredible. It's not like, oh, I'm just slaving away and, I don't get anything out of it. Of course, it's hugely satisfying for me. I wouldn't have been able to stick at it. Sometimes it's crazy when I look back and go, God, you know what, how hard it is sometimes. Like back in the early days, first 8 years were tough, man. Last 3 years have been a bit better. But yeah, back in the day, God, I should have given up. On paper, I should have given up so many times. If I'd have taken this as a business model to someone after 8 years and gone, here's how much money the business owes me, to the tune of tens of thousands of pounds, it's not made a single profit in 8 years. People would have been like, Ross, you probably need to quit that, mate. Something inside me though, was like, no, you know what? I love this. I love it. I enjoy it. And, as long as, I can afford to do it, I'll do it. And then after about 9 years, it started to gather pace and now it's profitable. So now it can continue. But it is at that point where you're like, right, I can decide who I want in this community. Maybe 3 years ago, I'd have put up with some shit, because I'd be like, no, you know what? I just need people in. I just need people's subscriptions in order to run this site, because it costs a lot of money to do. Now it's like, no, you know what? Don't need that anymore. Like, we just want inspiring, motivated, supported, supportive people in this community who all care about each other. And that's genuine, right? I wouldn't have given that person their money back and said, no, you know what, go, if that was not like my North Star. It's not about growing this community for wealth, and finances and stuff. That always helps, because then we can get bigger and better guests on, and I can bring you guys more features and I can employ more people. So we all benefit from that. But no, it's about enjoying this. And the second you stop enjoying it, get out. That's a big lesson in the acting industry as well. The second you stop enjoying this, and that'll often be, again, because of who you're surrounding yourself with, stop doing it, and go and find something that is going to give you joy in life. All right, Michelle Parker in the house. How you doing? Tanika says it's lonely as well, doing everything for yourself. Yeah, it definitely is. I learned that the hard way. Got nothing out of it other than knowledge. Never want to be there again. What was that? What were you doing on your own? Just gaining knowledge. Yeah, it's sharing knowledge is better than gaining knowledge on your own. Definitely. So that was just, that was one challenge from last week. I want to play a little clip actually, because this helped when I was editing this the day after. I was thinking about what had happened. I was like, you know what? There's a couple of things Andy and Victor said on that broadcast the night before, that again was just golden. I don't understand how this person couldn't actually just appreciate what they were involved with that evening. It was crazy. I came off air 28 minutes past 9, buzzing. Like, I don't know, but for all these people who were there, it was a freaking great call. It was a really, really great call. This message came through from this person at 9:30, 2 minutes after coming off air. So what does that do to someone's energy? When you come off buzzing and then suddenly you're just faced with a wave of negativity telling you that 2 weeks of work you put into organising that event, recording trailers for that event, promoting it, sending the emails out, organising it, running it, hosting it, doing it all the slides, all that work that goes into it, and then bang, you just face this whole wave of negativity. You don't deserve that shit. And that was at 9:30, 9:31. The email came through to say that this person had cancelled their membership. And I just thought, oh my God, like, it is all about you. The second that it's not about you, you're out, and you are going to lose in this industry. But here's just, I asked a question on the broadcast about one thing that they wish every actor should know. So this is asked to everybody now, whether they're casting directors or agents or actors or whatever. This is Andy and Victor's answer to that question. So this is like 2 minutes of a 2-hour chat, but just listen to this, because this kind of sums a lot of this stuff up that we've been talking about so far tonight. Here, check this out. That's the question everyone gets asked. It can only be a simple thing if you want, but like, what do you want every actor to take away from this call in terms of like just what you think they should know? I think there's been a big thing tonight on, just owning your own stuff and just knowing that you're enough regardless of all that kind of stuff. But is there anything that you just wished every actor would know?
Mine would be, it starts off bad and it gets good, so just don't get upset. The industry doesn't owe you anything. You're here because you want to be here, and you are not owed a career. That sounds like it's awful and really sad, but in reality, what that means is that you have control over how you experience the industry as it is. So you can either, for example, think, oh, if only that thing was different about me, which we talked a lot about tonight, or if only the industry would give us more time to prepare, or if only I didn't have all these nerves, then this industry would be so much better. The reality is, as I said to the guy who said about his voice,
Alex,
there is only one version of this. The industry is the way that it is, and you are what you are. How can you make it so that this industry, whether it's what you wanted it to be or not, is something that you can take joy from in some form? And if you can't get joy from it, take a break, because no one needs you to do this. So it might feel as though you have absolutely no control, and that on some level is true, but you always have control over how you are processing what is happening around you, and to try and look for the joy, to try and look for the positivity, because the industry isn't going to give it to you. You're going to have to find it.
And on the back of that, I just say, there are many, many, many different parts of this industry. So if the acting's not quite doing it for you, if they're making you feel bad, look at other things you can do to retain yourself in the industry without necessarily doing acting.
Boom. So it might sound, don't get it twisted, right? Because we were talking so honestly and to the point, proper straight talking on that webinar. It might sound like what Andy's saying there is quite brutal. He's like, nobody needs you to do this, but it's really, really true in terms of in our careers. Sometimes, like, when you face an adversity, it's sometimes quite nice to just step back and go, you know what? Wait a minute. I don't have to do this. I get to do this. What a privilege it is to live in a world and society where I get to choose what it is that I do for a living. And what you said there as well in that clip is really important. Like, we cannot choose the situations that we're in, and we can't control those, but we absolutely, in every single second of our lives, get to control how we respond, not react, how we respond to the situation that we're in. And life is all about alternatives. You've got an alternative. It's like, okay, you can allow this thing to crush you, and you can just, allow it to demotivate you, and you can not do the work that you had scheduled to do that day and get the stuff out that you'd said you were going to get out that day. Or you can ask yourself a question. I often ask myself this. I say, what good is there in this situation that I cannot currently see? what good is there in this situation that I cannot currently see? And I promise you, when you start looking for the good, you will find it as well. And sometimes it is a matter, like in that situation we just spoke about now, is like, right, well, you know what? No, I'm raising my standards. For me, I'm raising the standards of what I demand from myself and what I demand from other people. And not in a nasty way, just in terms of I will not tolerate that any longer from anybody else. So I'm going to raise my standards, and obviously then, live a better quality life, I guess. Other things that have happened today out of my control. I've just noticed Ollie Reynolds has joined. Another bit of adversity that me and Ollie faced this morning. We spent the last couple of weeks organising, crazy in-depth Facebook ads for Acts on This. You might have seen some new adverts going out for Acts on This to just tell new members what we're about and stuff. We started running them, and they were really successful. They've only been running a couple of days, and they started looking like loads of people were engaging with them. It was all going so well, right? Until we got online this morning, and we started creating more of these ads and serving them to different kinds of audiences on Facebook. And during that, and there is, honestly, I don't think there's anything we've done wrong, like, at all. I have always stuck to the terms and the guidelines of advertising, all this sort of stuff. In the middle of all that, I had my ad account closed down, like literally deactivated, disabled from Facebook because they said that I'd broken some sort of like major terms and conditions. Now I'm hoping it's just a mistake, right? And it's a robot, an algorithm that's picked up on something that doesn't exist, and hopefully I've appealed it and they're going to reinstate it. If not, God knows what happens. But again, I couldn't control that situation. Initially, you ask Ollie what my face looked like when I got that email through. Oh, God, it was just like, well, I might as well just give up then, just forget it. I'm losing a battle here that I've spent 2 weeks recording all these assets, writing all this stuff, putting it all together, doing the graphics. It ran for 2 days. I got so excited because it looked like it was all going to work and we were going to get, new exposure and new people into the community. And then I'm crushed by Mark Zuckerberg. Now, I can't control that, right? But I had 2 choices today. I could let that completely screw me up all day, and I could do none of the other work that I had laid out to do today, because I could just obsess about how the fact that the world's against me and Facebook want to close my business down or whatever, even though that is definitely not the case. Or I could crack on with stuff and push through that adversity and go, what good is there right now that I cannot see? Well, the good is that I'm going to get more resourceful, because if I can't advertise on here, I'm going to find somewhere else to advertise. If I'm confused, which I was massively, I don't even know how this happened. If I'm confused, I'm going to learn something new, right? And in the grand scheme of things, like I say, with what else is going on in the world, does it really matter? No, not really. But again, it's relative. It was a punch in the stomach after the last week as well. I'm like, God, like why does shit like this keep happening? But it'll be all right. So ultimately, yeah, a lot of tonight is like, look, if you're facing shit in your life, even if they're only little things, but they feel big in your life, that's okay, right? Because little things can feel big, and you can't control those, but you can control how you respond to them. So moving forward this week, if you are facing shit, then just be conscious about how you're going to move forward, and blame people consciously or things consciously as well. If you're going to blame something for the bad in the world, you've got to blame it for the good that it brings to your life as well. I could now go, Facebook, fuck you, I hate you. I hope it doesn't pick up on that on this algorithm. You're awful, you're terrible. Well, no, because if I'm going to do that, then I'm blaming unconsciously. I'm blaming it because it's closed my ad account down, which I'm hopefully going to get back. If I'm going to blame it for that, I've also got to blame it for the fact that it's bringing all us together right now, which is an incredible thing. I've got to blame it for the fact that it's enabled me to create a Facebook group with 10,000 people in it. I've got to blame it for the fact that, it's enabled me to meet some incredible people, that have changed my life over the last decade or so. I've been using it. So we also can't go around just throwing around blame willy-nilly. Which is what happens sometimes when you're pissed off and you're in a mood, and particularly in the acting industry. It's my agent's fault. It's that casting director's fault. It's that actor's fault. He's got no talent, but his dad's a millionaire. Whatever it is. So yeah, it can be shit sometimes, but you've got to crack on. Wendy says life is brutal. It can be. I don't think I can class anything that I'm going through as brutal. It's just annoying. And when they stack up sometimes, we can negatively stack. Catch yourself when you're doing this. We're going all high performance tonight. I've not spoken about high performance stuff for such a long time, but there's something in positive psychology called negative stacking. And what negative stacking is, like, to give you a real example that you definitely will have done, it's those nights where you lie in bed and there'll be something that's pissed you off, right? For me, it could be the Facebook thing today. And I'll start thinking about that. And then what I'd do is I would stack on top something else, and then that would lead to something else and would lead to something else. So it would go like this. Oh, okay, I can't advertise on Facebook. Right. Oh, God, what if I can never advertise on Facebook? Oh, God, well, if I can never advertise on Facebook, then it's going to be really, really hard to grow my business. Oh, my God, well, if I can't grow my business, then I've just wasted 10 years of my life. Oh, if I just wasted 10 years of my life, it makes you suicidal. That's negative stacking, and they can all be little things on their own, but when they're stacked on top of each other, one after the other, one after the other, one after the other, it's when it can bring on like massive bouts of anxiety, panic, huge dumps of cortisol in your body, adrenaline. It can get really, really bad. So just catch yourself when you're negatively stacking things and go, no, you literally just have to just switch a paradigm shift in your head and go, I'm not, we've been down this garden path many, many times. We know the house that it leads to. It's not a nice one. It's a house of horrors. I'm going to turn around and I'm going to go out the gate and shut it. So yeah, catch yourself when you're doing that. But they're just two little things that that have obviously just caused me some trouble this week. Ollie's laughing, saying they won't stop us. No, it's fine. It's a minor inconvenience, but I am like, because I'm like so. I'm ridiculous when it comes to authority in terms of like, I'm the sort of guy who walks down the street, and if I see a policeman, like, I feel guilty. I've not done anything, but I'm just like, oh my God. It's just like authority. I just always follow the rules. I hate to be seen as a rule breaker. I hate to be seen as doing anything that's not allowed. And then when you get like when you feel that you're just doing everything right, and then you get like, the Facebook police going, no, and I think they even use the words in the description as like, we do this to stop people scamming money and data out of people or something. I was like, oh my God, you're calling me a scammer. I'm just trying to help people. I think I know what it is though, Ollie. I think what it is was, we have used some examples. I've used some examples of jobs that I've done in the industry. So there's bits of me in The Stranger on Netflix. There's bits of me in Coronation Street, in Emmerdale, in Accused, Exile. All these shows, years and years, all this different stuff. And I think that might break terms and conditions because they think I'm using public figures to advertise a product as an endorsement, and I'm not doing that. It's actually me, and I don't know if they just know that it's me in the clip. So hopefully when I get to explain to them that no, that isn't me saying that it's endorsed by such and such a body, that's me in that clip, hopefully we'll be all right. But Ollie says your face was a picture. Well, we just got to find a way around the obstacle. Simple. We definitely need to find a way around the obstacle. But yeah, it is just frustrating sometimes. Copyright claims to Sarah Jane. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I mean, I've put an appeal in, and we'll wait and see. Fanny says, I love to be seen as a rule breaker. I thrive on it. Fanny's a rule breaker. But yeah, I'm just like, I like to always just be by the book a little bit. I think I'm maybe a little bit too squeaky clean. I think maybe I should sort of bend the rules a little bit more than I do, but I'm like, no, I won't do anything that's remotely, outside of the lines when it comes to laws and rules. I like to, mix shit up when it's about going and getting something that you want, in terms of not going down the same path everyone else goes down. I'm very, kind of innovative when it comes to that, just as long as it's not breaking any laws. What I also want to do, Alex, I know you're on this tonight. I want to play this clip out because this is something that came up in the broadcast a lot with Andy and Victor last week, and it's about owning your own shit, right? And again, like, we've all got problems in our life right now. There's not a single person on here who isn't facing adversity in their life right now. I don't care who you are. There's something in your life that's not making you feel great right now that you are dealing with, right? And there always will be. It's getting to the fact that you've got to become like accepting of the fact that's never going to go away. You're always going to have problems in your life. Ideally, though, you want to get better quality problems as you go through your life. So in the acting industry, you might start off with like, oh God, I need to get 4 credits to get on Spotlight. Where am I going to get a job from? And then as you go through your career, you want to get to the point where the better quality problem will be like, oh my God, I have so many jobs coming in now. I've got to start turning jobs down. It's still a problem, but it's just a better quality problem than where the hell do I get a job? But ultimately, you're always going to be carrying around a bag of shit with you. That was the lesson in this, really. And Alex has got an amazing story. I hope you don't mind me telling this, Alex, but Alex was born with a condition that I cannot pronounce as a child. And it was where his esophagus was going into his trachea, so his windpipe was going into his food pipe. And was like a really, really serious situation that if it was not operated on, Alex wouldn't be here today. And back in the day, 25 years ago, probably when medicine wasn't what it is today, it was a really risky operation. And I'm guessing, Alex, and you can correct us if we're wrong here, but not many people, the survival rate, I'm guessing, wasn't good. That's what you said, Alex. And it's left Alex with a voice that he thinks is atypical, that's a little bit quirky, a bit different. Most people, we always think it's cool, Alex. It's not that different, mate. It's not that different, but I get it. It's your thing. So that's your thing that you're carrying around. So it means more to you than it does to anybody else. You will focus on it more than it does to anybody else. For me, my thing's my eyes, right? So this eye condition that I've got, for many, many years, I tried to hide that I had it, and I would make any excuse. So I have no peripheral vision, and it's getting worse. The chances are I'm going to lose my sight later in life. That's a whole other broadcast. But I would do anything I could to not admit that I had this, not have a disability label. I didn't want anyone in the acting industry to know in case it went against me in jobs. When I got jobs on TV and they wanted me to drive a car, I would make an excuse up that I'd never learned, as opposed to I wasn't allowed to drive because I was visually impaired. At drama school, I never told anyone about this at all because I didn't want them to penalise me and not give me lead roles and stuff. I didn't tell them when we were doing sword fighting, and I found a way around it and got the highest grade in the year for sword fighting. So there's always a way. There's always a way around your adversity. But I never told anybody about it. And to the point, actually, where it got at drama school, when you're playing these games where you're running across the floor, I hate them. They're ridiculous. Run into a space, dash into a space. I headbutted someone really, really hard because they came out of nowhere of my peripheral vision and nearly knocked them out. And the director went absolutely berserk at me. It was horrible, actually. But I get it, because to him, he'd just seen someone who was completely able and totally, he thought I'd completely normal eyesight, be reckless. And I had to say, listen, you have to come outside with me and I have to have a chat. And he was the first person that I told, and he was actually really, really good about it. And it was a bit of a lesson there for me to say, you need to start being more honest with people and opening up and telling people about it. It's still hard to this day, though. I still find it quite difficult sometimes. You don't want to be going on a you don't want to be going on a first date with someone and going, hi, yeah, so just to let you know, I'm visually impaired. Chances are I'm probably going to go blind. Fancy a second date? It's fucking hard, right? That is difficult. That's a difficult conversation to have with anybody when it comes to relationships. So it is still something that, I struggle with from time to time. But we all do. You will have your bag of shit as well. But there are no alternate universes. There's not a universe where I have 20/20 vision yet. There's not a universe where Alex has a different voice yet. And there's not a universe wherever with whatever you're dealing with, where you don't have that thing right now. That's the reality of it. So Alex, with your permission, mate, I'm sure it's all right. I've made a little mashup of Andy's answer, just for everyone to learn from, man. And just, it is just also just a lesson in being vulnerable and telling people your flaws, because people will just freaking embrace them. And if you're not telling casting directors things like this, then you're also potentially missing out on jobs that you could land because of your bag of shit. So please be honest and open with people. That's what I've learned throughout my life. So here's a little clip of this. I think everyone's going to benefit.
Basically, as you can hear, I've got quite a unique voice. Would you say that's something that's hindering for an actor in your auditions, or is it something to use to my advantage? I know you said about having a USP.
Well, here, let me return that question back on you. Can you change your voice?
No.
So it doesn't really matter, does it? What are you going to do? I get why you're asking the question. Of course I do. But you don't have the option of having a different voice in the same way that I don't have the option of being, 5'9". I'm 6'2". Do you know what I mean? That is just what I am. I'm bald. I'm white. There's a bunch of things about me that are unchangeable. Yeah, you could put a wig on me or whatever, But the point is, you're wasting, and I get it, but you're wasting energy if you sit around going, oh, do you think it's because of my voice that I'm not getting jobs? Or do you think it's this? Because you can't do anything else. So it is absolutely a unique selling point that you have. Mm-hmm. And you have two choices in life. One, be angry about the things that you've been given, or two, celebrate them. Because I can guarantee you, all the things that you hated about yourself when you were younger are the things that will get you jobs when you're older. There is no alternate universe where you have a different voice. So celebrate what you have, and then just accept that you're not going to get every part, and that sometimes your voice is going to be the reason you don't get it, and sometimes it'll be the reason that you do.
So basically, I was born with a condition called tracheal esophageal fistula, and it's basically where my food pipe was going into my windpipe, and I had to have
Okay.
surgery, which was like a life-saving surgery to have it fixed as a baby.
That's such a special story. Why would you ever want to not have that reminder of like the gift that you were given in surviving that? So it makes me sad when people try and bland themselves down to make themselves like everybody else.
Boom. So there you go. And that just applies to everybody. There are no alternative universes where you do not have the thing that you are dealing with right now. So yeah, life is all about alternatives, isn't it? And you have two choices. You either use it as fuel, or you use it, to defeat yourself with. And a lot of people I've noticed, and I used to do this for myself as well, is like, if you're not careful, you can end up arguing for your own limitations. So I would very often be like, no, you know what, I can't do that bit of theatre because of my eyes, I can't. And it was just fear. It was just fear of falling over, fear of walking into something, fear of looking stupid, as opposed to going, well, you know what, no, as Wendy said on there are no problems. There's just a need for solutions. And it is just about being solutions focused. And that's what I think this group and the Acts on This community like really is and really embraces. It's like, right, how can we... how can we actually, move through this, go around it, go over it, go under it, or go through it, or whatever it is for you. But yeah, Alex, hopefully, man, that helped. And yeah, and it'll always be a thing, I want to say, all right, let's put it to bed, right? That's not going to hold you back ever again. But I get it. It would be unrealistic to say that, that if that's your thing, that you're never going to think about that again. Because I know with my thing, like, I still think about it from time to time. So, and that'll go for everybody. But yeah, if you can get through life where 9 out of 10 times you're not using that thing as a limitation, then you're winning, mate. So I really hope that helped. What have we got? We've got 16 minutes left. I could talk about what's going on tomorrow night. I hope you're all going to be here for this. So tomorrow night, we have got an incredible Acts on This TV live webinar. Again, a live Zoom call, a 90-minute mastermind call, as I'm calling them now, because that's what they are. A mastermind group, for those who don't know, and a mastermind ultimately is where a group of minds get together and realize that they have an infinitely larger output together than they do individually. And like I said at the start of this broadcast, that's why, and it's still, honestly, it is gutting to even say it, but it is why I had to ask that person to just leave right now, like leave the community, because right now it's not congruent with where your mind is. Your mind is not about looking out for other people and helping other people get what they want out of their life in order to get what you want out of yours. Yours is all about you. And hopefully, it doesn't mean that they, I don't believe in fixed mindsets. I believe very much in growth mindsets, and I believe that person will grow through that. And if they do, and they get over it, and they grow through that, of course they're welcome back. No one's like banned for life unless you like, unless someone's going to come on and like, punch Wendy in the face or something. Like no one's banned for life from this. But it was just like, look, it's not the right time for you. I cannot coach you. You are uncoachable right now with the mindset and the belief system that you now have. I can't remember where my point was going, but yeah, tomorrow evening, that's why it's called a mastermind group anyway, yeah. Tomorrow evening, we're going to have a mastermind with one of my favourite actors, like, on the planet right now. I've watched this guy's career as well he's been on my radar, really, since 2014, if I'm honest. About 2014, I saw him in a film, and then I saw him appear in a few more things, saw him in that drama, which is before that, actually. Do you know what? Maybe it's a couple of years before that. I think the Mrs. Biggs drama with Sheridan Smith. I think that was where I first saw him. He's then gone on to just star in absolute massive stuff. It's been a real hustle for him over the years. He's worked incredibly hard. Now appears in White Lines for Netflix. Is one of his latest things. Code 404 with Stephen Graham for Sky One, I think it is. And 1917, Sam Mendes film, 1917, one of the best films I've ever seen. Mr. Daniel Mays is going to be joining us tomorrow evening, 7:30 p.m. Normally till 9, but they always run over a little bit. Might be till like 9:30. And he's just such a good guy with a massive heart. I've got to give a massive shout out to Lewis Arnold, the director who hooked me up with Daniel. Lewis is a guest he's been on Acts on This many times. Lewis directs some of the biggest drama in the world. If you've not seen, I'll go over to the website now. Sorry for those on the audio experience, you won't see this. But if you've not seen the latest, if you just type into the search box, Lewis, Lewis, if you've not seen this latest one, crafting performance in the edit with Des director Lewis Arnold and Sasha Svark. That's Lewis's editor. You want to go and watch that. Des is an upcoming ITV drama that's coming out later this year. It stars David Tennant, stars Daniel Mays. We're going to be talking about that tomorrow night. And it stars David Tennant, Jason Watkins, and Daniel Mays are the lead actors in it. But go and watch that. Again, it's in your members area. If you're a premium member, the full 2.5 hour replay is in your members area. But yeah, Danny's coming on tomorrow night to talk to you guys, help you with your career. You're going to be able to jump on camera one-to-one, put your career questions to him, anything you need help with. And once again, it's got to be collaborative, guys. Everyone is jumping on this call. There could be a good couple of hundred of you. Obviously, we can't get everybody talking to Daniel, but I promise you, if you learn and if you listen, and you pay attention, you can't not learn on these calls. And the people who I'm seeing who are really winning are taking notes, making notes, and then going away and acting on it, as it's called, act on this, isn't it? And they're then writing to these casting directors. They're then making relationships online with the actors, with the directors, with the producers. They're following on social media and they're communicating with them when it's appropriate, not just I'm going to comment on every single post and just be a little bit stalkerish. They're just being really savvy and from a business to the business perspective, and they're just making incredible relationships with the people. There's not many. I don't think there's anywhere else really where you can jump on and talk to the guests and really make a connection. And even if you don't get to make a connection like that, actually be able to approach them afterwards with some really relevant stuff to say, because we dive into their lives as well. Just listen to everything they say. Honestly, you'll get so much out of these. I'm going to play you the trailer that I recorded with Danny the other day. Here he is, the lad. Check this out. Actors, you know the drill by now. I'm back once again with another incredible invite for you guys to another incredible actonthis.tv live webinar taking place on Tuesday, the 23rd of June at 7:30 p.m. with none other than this amazing guy here. What an actor. He is all over your screens right now. Star of such things like Sky's comedy drama Code 404 with Stephen Graham, Netflix's White Lines, did an unbelievable job in Sam Mendes' box office smash hit 1917. It is Daniel Mays. Danny, thanks for being here, mate. What on earth are we going to be covering on Tuesday? So much to talk about.
Well, that is some introduction there, Ross. Can we do this every week?
Yes.
Mate, pleasure to be on board with you guys. Listen, I'm here. I'm willing to answer any questions the community want to ask, and we'll just chew the fat together and I guess mull over my career so far, and hopefully that will be helpful to all your listeners.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. If you want to be involved with this, guys, you want to jump on camera, literally chat one-to-one with Danny, put your acting career questions to him, anything on auditioning, casting, I don't know, just smashing it in this industry like he is right now. Get yourself over to actonthis.tv/live for full details of how you can get involved with this webinar and all future webinars as well. I'm doing loads of these. And Danny, a little bit of pressure on you, mate, right now. Why don't actors want to miss this one?
Because I'll hunt you down and find you if you don't.
There you go. You do not want to be hunted down by this guy.
More of a threat.
Definitely. Yeah, come join us, guys. It's going to be absolutely amazing. actonthis.tv/live. Boom, actonthis.tv/live. Get your membership if you want to be on that call. But yeah, it's going to be fire. Honestly, it's going to be amazing. If you can't make it as well, if you're like, oh God, I've got an acting class tomorrow night or whatever it is, or you're working or whatever, all calls are recorded. You will find them in your members area in both video format and audio format, because I know sometimes people want to listen to them as podcasts while they're driving and doing whatever they're doing. Other people want to sit down with a brew and watch the full replay, in video form. So you get, as members, you get access to both versions of it. You even get, and I don't know if you, just let me show you this, because I don't know if you're aware of this, because I've not really publicized it, but if you go into your members area, guys, on the replays, click into it. So let's have a look at the replay of Victor and Andy's, the replay here. So you've got the video replay there. That's like 1 hour and 55 minutes. You've got the audio replay there, another 1 hour and 55 minutes, exactly the same thing. But up there on the downloads section, can you see where I'm hovering my mouse over here, downloads, it says text chat log. So on Zoom, you have a text chat that loads of people are typing in and stuff. I mean, don't get too carried away in the chat because you'll miss what people are saying on the screen, but I know you guys like to chat in the chat box. Sometimes people will drop absolute firebombs of knowledge in there, and they'll share email addresses, they'll send links to websites to either get, self-tape kit, show reels, headshots, whatever it is. You can download just click that and it'll download a little text document of the entire chat. For that reason as well, be careful what you're putting in the chat, because the guest also gets a copy of the chat as well for them to go through afterwards, because loads of them say to me afterwards, well, they did to begin with, that's why I started giving it everyone, like, oh, I wish I could have spent more time reading the chat in case there was any questions in there. And I was like, well, I'll just give you a copy of it. So, be aware that the guests do get a copy of the chat, so don't slag anyone off in it. But yeah, that's just another thing that you can download. So not only have you got the video and the audio, you've got the full text chat as well. And then down at the bottom, you'll always have their social media links as well. So you can just click on one of those and you go and follow them on Twitter, or send these guests a nice tweet to say, look, just watch that and it was absolutely awesome. Again, it's just starting that relationship off between you and the guest. It's so valuable, guys. Honestly, if you're not doing that, make sure you do. You always follow up on this stuff, and it's not being weird and stalkerish and too sycophantic and suck-uppy and like, oh, you're absolutely amazing and everything you do is amazing. It's like just being normal, innit? And just saying thanks, getting on the radar. Sometimes people are a bit cheeky and a bit funny. It's always good, if you found out the guest likes a bit of banter on the Zoom call. But yeah, start like your little black book, basically, of contacts in this industry. It'll pay absolute dividends in the future. Nick says, whenever Ross says back once again, I get Renegade Master. Back once again with the Renegade Master. I should start singing, start rapping on those intros, on those little trailers. Jackie says, thanks for all the incredible Q&As. They're becoming such an important part of my week. Thank you, Jackie. Really appreciate that. Brendan knew the real name of the condition you've got, Alex. The people on did you see how it was written on the in the subtitles? I send that video off to get subtitled in America. Actually, if you ever need subtitles for anything, guys, rev.com, rev.com. Just upload your video, send it off, and they'll subtitle it for you. You'll definitely need to make some tweaks when it comes back, because they spell things American sometimes and stuff like that, or they just don't quite hear what we're saying. And sometimes I'm like, what you've written is nothing like what's actually there. But it really is a human that types it out. It's not an automated service, so they're like 99% accurate. But rev.com, I think it costs about $1.50 a minute. So it's it's cheap, but if you had like a 2-hour thing, that's going to soon add up. But yeah, it goes to get subtitled in America at rev.com, and they obviously had to look up that condition, Alex, because it came back spot on. I copied and pasted it into Google and it was spelt correctly. So yeah, anything subtitling rev.com is good, especially if you're Scouse, says Alicia. Yeah, sometimes they come back and I'm like, what on earth have they written here? But they're American. I'm sure if they were speaking in a deep South accent very fast or something, I probably wouldn't be able to understand them either. And Shelley says, never chatting again. Yeah, you will always... what happens on the calls, it stays on the calls, but it does get uploaded to the members area, so just remember that. I'm sure no one said anything... I've not read the whole chat log, I don't have time, but I'm sure no one said anything super dodgy. If you believe you put anything incriminating in there, drop me an email and I might delete it out of the chat log for you. Ricky said, just remembered I ended a Zoom call with bye for now and waved. This needs to be on a t-shirt. Ricky, I've put this to the Facebook group. I said if we did some commemorative t-shirts, maybe just a one-off run of 100 or 200, because we normally have like 200 people coming on the Zoom calls. And it was like some kind of mashup of bye for now on the back and something Act On This related but cool on the front, not just like a logo or something. Would people buy them? If you would, because it's certainly not a business I'm going to open up. I'm not going to open a merch shop. But as a one-off run, maybe we could get that arranged. We could do a one-off run of T-shirts, both female and male, different sizes, so they actually, look good. They're not just these big baggy things you sleep in. And then I might give a prize out for like people who are, I don't know, like taking pictures of themselves out in them in the most cool places. Right, I'm going to start wrapping it up. I just want to put a couple of things to you. So yeah, please join me tomorrow night with Danny. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be really, really cool. I'll have a look at getting those shirts printed. The other thing is for premium members of Act On This, I'm thinking of doing something for you guys. And I just want to put it to you really, because I don't know if there's a demand for it or what, but I just thought it'd be cool. It'd be either once a week or bi-weekly. So once a week or fortnightly. I'm going to have to check my schedule out when lockdown is now easing and see how busy work gets and stuff. But I thought we've got the fantastic Q&As and the Zoom calls and the mastermind calls with all these guests. But as a community, I'd like to do more calls as a community to sort of so again, people can we do like the social meeting once a month on the first Saturday of the month, and we have like 100 people on there, 200 people on there, and we all break out into breakout rooms on Zoom and stuff like that, which is cool. So we'd still have that, but I was thinking of running like an extra session either a week or maybe just once every 2 weeks, so twice a month. It'd be on a Friday, because Fridays are my quietest day at the moment, so apologies if you can't make it because you're working, but Fridays are probably the only time I'd be able to fit it in. It'd be daytime probably, not evening. But we would do an hour Q&A, like a real fast turnaround of where it's like there might be just something in your career right now that's a sticking point. You're like, I can't get past this thing. This little thing is pissing me off. Or maybe you need an email address, or maybe you just need a bit of advice or something. And what we do is we all jump on Zoom, and you literally would get the opportunity to just fire quick style, like, right, okay, what do you need? What do you need? What do you need? And we just try and get through as many people as we can in an hour. It's not recorded, so it's just what happens. If you want to get value from that, you've just got to be there, because it's not something that I could then. God, I mean, there'd be so much in the members area. Then we'd be there'd be too much. It'd be overwhelming if we just here's all these calls, here's all these calls, here's all that. It'd just be totally live. You'd be there, fun time Fridays or whatever we call it. Friday lunch, like Friday afternoon or whatever, and if there's just something that is holding you back that week or something you urgently need help with, then we just try and get 20 questions or something like that during that hour. Just try and get through as many people as possible, and we just mix it up each week, so we bring different people on, and then again everyone could be there to maybe get inspiration in their own careers as well. But it's just something that I thought would be cool as an extra incentive to just make people take action on the things that you're learning on the Zoom calls. So it's accountability really more than anything. It's like, right, okay, you just heard Victor and Andy talk about this on Thursday night's call, and then on the Friday we'd be like, right, what are you going to do about it? So let me know if Friday Fire Round say, yeah, you got to come up with a good name for it. So I'm going to have to come up with a good name for it. Jill says, yes, I would love to do that. I'm so stuck right now, says Caitlin. Sounds fabulous. Once a fortnight will be good, said Wendy. Yeah, maybe it's just twice a month. Sounds amazing. Great idea. It looks like it's a goer then, done it. Right, well, I'll figure it out then about when the first one will be. And again, the Zoom links will be in your members area. Just to hammer home one final time as well, you don't have to wait for me to send you an email with your Zoom link in for the calls each week. You will find them. I'll just go over to the members area here. You will find them in that section there. If you log in, you can actually do it easier by clicking on the purple thing at the top. So when you log in, at the top of the screen, it'll say in big letters, members, click here for all live webinar join links. Just click on that. Oh, no. It needs to get out of there so you don't see the link. Don't want to show the link publicly. And it'll take you in, and you'll just be able to get the link. Basically, if you remember, the links are all in there. So Danny's isn't there. Oh, Danny's isn't there actually at the moment. I'm going to put that in, or it might be there. I'm going to put that in later when I get off this call. And I'm going to send you guys emails tomorrow anyway with the invites. But don't worry if you're like, oh, I've not got the email, or it went to your spam and you didn't see it. It's gone in your junk folder or whatever. Just log in before the call and you'll find all the links in that area there. Freaky Fridays, says Liz. Free for all Friday, Fireball Fridays. It's Friday feedback, says Billy. Yeah, it could be a good one. Act on this Fridays. Act on this Friday. Friday free for all. And we still think we should have a live quiff cut-off, Ross. Yeah, I can't, honestly, 4th of July, I can't wait to get this bad boy quiff cut off. It's literally getting ridiculous. Right, I'm going to love you and leave you guys. Just gone 10 o'clock, so I'll let you go. But yeah, please join us tomorrow night with Danny. I will play, I'll play this invite video again out for those who've missed it. But yeah, actonthis.tv/live if you want to be there. Oh, the week after, by the way, I've not edited the trailer yet, but I've already recorded it. You guys have been like crying out for voiceover stuff. So the week after, next Thursday, I think it's like the 2nd of July or something, we've got Voiceover Man. We've got Peter Dixon, Alexandra Buck. We've got the voice of the X Factor, voice of Britain's Got Talent, Mr. Peter Dixon, coming on to do a 90-minute walkthrough of the voiceover industry, how you can start in it, get a career, his training platform, Gravy for the Brain, which without a doubt is the best online voiceover training program in the world. Like, genuinely, I will fully endorse that shit. And I don't endorse anything unless I've used it. I have used this. It's really, really good. Massively comprehensive. It's like Act on This, but for voiceover. Not quite as sweary, but pretty much like Act on This. If I was going to create a voiceover training resource or voiceover website, it would be this. So I'm not going to do it because Peter's already done it. He's going to walk us through the platform, and then he's going to do some Q&A. And members of Act on This get, if you don't know, you get 25% off Gravy for the Brain, his training company. You find that in your members area at the bottom of the premium membership. So if you go into the bottom of this dashboard here, all the way to the bottom, it says at the very last thing, save on voiceover training with Gravy for the Brain. Click into that. You'll find a special link you've got to go through and a discount code. And you will get 25% off, which is like a lot, isn't it? You know, that's going to pay for most of your Act on This membership in terms of what you would save on Gravy for the Brain. So don't sign up for Gravy for the Brain unless you've been through that link, or if you've already signed up, I'm sure you could probably cancel and then sign up again through that link. But Peter's going to be taking us through the platform, talking all about getting into voiceover. Voiceover changed my life 15 years ago. Without a doubt, I wouldn't have got as far in my acting career as I did and have, because I wouldn't have been able to leave my day job. Voiceover was the thing that paid me enough money to leave my day job so I could focus on my acting, which eventually paid enough for me to just not do anything else. So it's something you should definitely explore. Voiceover is a fantastic thing that you can do from home. I was recording videos for Michelin from my wardrobe last week. I put that video up in the Facebook group to show you guys. So it's in the calendar, says Ricky. Can't wait for this. I am on it. Awesome. Great for the Brain is amazing. People are saying. Saba says, thanks for all your positivity. Thank you, Saba. I've moaned a little bit tonight. I've tried to keep it positive, but sometimes the best of us need a little... we all need a little bloody moan, don't we? You know, from time to time. But I just thought, I just like to be open with you guys and just share what's going on in my life. You know, I'm certainly not like I ain't the guru sitting there going, I have a perfect life, I have a perfect career. Just do what I do. God no, shitloads is going wrong in my life right now. I mean, loads, but don't worry about it. It is in everybody's life. And someone's saying, what's the fixation with Alexandra Burke? That's just because that's what Peter Dixon says when he was introducing the X Factor. Some of the best names, things like Ridian. The best one I liked was Rachel Adedeji. That was a good one. But yeah, Alexandra Burke. It's quite a good one. We'll get him to do all that as well. And he even does a little bit in the trailer. I'm going to put the trailer out next week. Well, I'll put it out on Wednesday after Danny's webinar tomorrow night. Peter's hilarious as well. You're going to love him. You're going to absolutely love him. And Brennan says, nothing wrong with venting. Got to have a little bit of a vent now and again, aren't you? I'll go and have a vent at Facebook now and say, will you turn my ads account back on before you kill my business, Facebook, please? I really need it. Right, going to love you and leave you guys. I'm going to play this trailer of Danny's. Thanks so much for being here. Those on the audio experience, please join us tomorrow night for Danny Mays' webinar. If you'll listen to this before then, I'm going to put this audio out on iTunes as the audio experience immediately after I hit stop now. On this broadcast, so hopefully if you can make it, please be there. Those who watch on YouTube, thanks for watching as well. Right, guys, thanks so much for being here. And I will see you tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m. Please be there. If not, you still got the replay, but I'd love it if you were there live. All right, until tomorrow, bye for now.